Hello, everyone. If you know me or you've been on my YouTube channel before, you probably know I don't like talking about politics since it has a tendency to, divide people. But today, you're going to be learning what your favorite YouTubers' political views are. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is called the Political Compass Test. I'll link it in the description. By the way, guys, I got ChatGPT open here in case I get some random gibberish that I don't know how to understand. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Basically, what this means is stuff should help people as opposed to massive companies. So I would say I agree because that sounds sensible. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. I disagree with that. If my country's doing something stupid like it is right now sometimes, I would totally go against it. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I kind of agree with that, because I may not be proud of my country, but I'm gonna go with disagree because you're supposed to latch onto something. Why do we have sports teams? Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Well, if we're talking about the monkeys, then obviously we're superior, but I think it's talking about specific races, like black people or white people, which isn't even a race, it's just ethnicity, since it's just a way to divide people. So I'd have to say I disagree with that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if I hate Jojo Siwa and someone else hates Jojo Siwa, then how are they my friend? I think I just respect them a little bit more, but that doesn't necessarily make them my friend, so I would have to disagree with that as well. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I agree with that. I do agree with that. There is no worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I don't know what that means, so let me just put this into ChatGPT right here. I would agree with that. Like social media kind of giving you random crap that's not actually relevant. Next page. People are ultimately divided by class more than national. I strongly agree with that. The rich people control everything. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I agree with that. That makes sense to me. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment they require, I agree with that as well. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. Let me analyze this. You know what? I'm stupid. I need ChatGPT again, guys. But basically, what I took from this is if somebody is disabled, we should also give them stuff. So I would say I agree with this, but I don't entirely understand it. The freer the market, the freer the people. I don't know what this means exactly. I think it has something to do with money. I'm just gonna disagree with it because that doesn't necessarily, I don't know. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. I disagree with that. You gotta do something in order to get something. So this, I would have to disagree with. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I strongly disagree with this. If you don't do anything, you don't deserve anything. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to society. I mean, it is regrettable, but how else are you supposed to progress in society if you don't do that? You're just stupid for not taking advantage of manipulating the system. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Hold up, I need ChatGPT again. Oh, this is like what Trump is doing with all the tariffs and all that. I would genuinely agree with this, but also other countries are just going to tax you as well, which is what they're doing to us. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. So it's kind of iffy. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver profit to its shareholders. I'm not a company. Do I look like a company to you? I mean, I want you to subscribe so I can get money, but I'm not a company. So I would genuinely disagree with this. The rich are too highly taxed. I strongly disagree with this. You can tax the rich even more. Because they have more money, they should be taxed more, in my opinion. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I disagree with this generally, but there could be some exceptions, I think. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. I agree with this. So this is kind of a Disney thing with Disney buying Lucasfilm so that they own Star Wars. Kind of agree with it. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. This is where my subscribers and probably everyone will be divided. We've got into the abortion issue. Alright, abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. I'll give us a countdown for you to think what my opinion on this is. 3, 2, 1. For me, there can literally be no debate about this. The only answer I can possibly pick is strongly agree. It should be illegal. It's a human life, people. Authority should be able to be questioned, but if you do it correctly. So let's agree. I'm taking off the beanie now. I don't like it. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Well, You're not giving me much context, so I'll just disagree with it because I don't know. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I think I agree with this because who needs a museum right now? People should read books more. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I think this means it's mandatory. I honestly think it should be through 8th grade because people need it, and school's not teaching you anything, and probably through at least the first 2 years of high school. But after that, I think we can get a little bit more relaxed with it. So I'll disagree with this. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us. That's different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. I don't know what this means, but it sounds kind of weird, so I'll disagree with it. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. I strongly disagree with this. There's no need for that. Just take away something that they like. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Strongly agree. Everyone does this. I do this. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. I think it should be, but that's literally impossible to mitigate. So it's obviously going to be a strongly agree with this. It should not be, because so many people do it, it would be dumb. Prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I kind of disagree with this. We need to get smart again, people. People with various inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I agree. I mean, you can give them birth control and stuff so they can go in their room and go but they should not be allowed to reproduce, because we don't need more of this, let's be honest. The most important thing for children is to learn is to accept discipline. No, that's not the most important thing, so I have to disagree with this. There are no savages and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Okay, well we have cannibals that will literally rip off some guy's balls and eat them. So I think that this is a little bit loose. So I'm gonna have to disagree with this. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. I strongly agree with this. If you can work and you're not, you're just a lazy bum. You will starve to death and you will get the product of what you earn. You haven't done anything, you won't get anything. That's simple. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I disagree with this genuinely. If you're troubled, you need to fix the problem. You have a problem, you don't just ignore it, because the truth will always come back. You have to face it off with this is the problem. Let me think about how I'm going to fix the problem instead of just, I'm just going to run away from all my problems. That's not how it's going to work, guys. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with their new country. I strongly disagree with this. I've seen a Mexican person go eat In-N-Out and it looks normal to me. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I live in California. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for us. I strongly disagree with this. No, it's not. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should ever receive public funding. I have to disagree with this. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. You know what? No more ChatGPT. I'm just gonna have to figure it out myself. I do have an encyclopedia set over there, but I'm not going to do that since it's 25 plus books. No thank you. Our civil liberties. I would disagree with this because I don't know what that means. A significant advantage of one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay process in a democratic political system. I agree with that. That makes sense. That basically means less arguing. It's in theory. It sounds sensible to me. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. I disagree with that. That sounds really shady, let's just be honest. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Strongly agree. If you killed a child, you can get killed yourself. You took away life? Actually, I think murder, intentional murder, is death penalty, in my opinion. Don't do anything stupid, YouTube, please. But I honestly think it just makes sense to me. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I kind of do agree with this, but not always, because then someone will always be at the bottom and someone will always be at the top. So I'll disagree with this, actually. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Strongly disagree. I like abstract art. It's art. Art can take as many forms, a ton of forms. It's art. Art is very subjective. It's not an objective thing. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I kind of agree with this, honestly. Unless it's, clear that, you don't know what you're doing. But if you know that's not acceptable by society, you just should not be doing it. It's a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. I strongly agree. Some of them are just so insane. It's no, just end it already, you know? The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I strongly disagree with this. They are both both equal in my opinion. The artist is the music artist, that's what keeps us alive, you know what I mean? We can't they're basically as important as Amazon, something like that. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I agree with this. Yes. Yes. We need to make that more a normal thing again. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts of curbing global warming. I don't believe in global warming. I don't. I think it's just like the cycles of the earth. So I strongly disagree with this. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I don't know what this means, so I'll think about it. I'm gonna say disagree since it sounds conformative. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree. I don't know much about astrology, but it's just looking at the sky and being like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna die tomorrow, guys. I'm still alive 3 days later. You cannot be moral without being religious. I strongly disagree. There can be an atheist out there that's like, maybe I shouldn't run over the child with my car because that's just not a good thing to do. Like, a lot of people have that, you know? Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. I would say disagree because charity is not always a good thing. Let's just be honest. Giving the homeless food is not always good because you're not actually giving them a life. You're just keeping them alive. There is a difference between living and being kept alive. Some people are naturally unlucky. I would have to agree with this. If you're born into a family where just two people got drunk one day and they just decided to have sex, well, I mean, it kind of sucks for you, but yeah, you're kind of doomed. Unless you were managed to somehow. But I think that's an unlucky situation, if you get what I mean. It's important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. No, I went to private school. Religion has no place in school. Now, we look at sex. Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral. I think and a long time ago, it wouldn't have been immoral, but now it is. So I would strongly agree because people, they just get out of hand. They don't know how to control themselves. These guys and these women, oh, damn, what's my body count? You know? Same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I strongly disagree. No, 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 it doesn't. It's not moral. I don't understand. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Well, you're not gonna limit it. You're not gonna restrict it since people still watch cheap pizza all the time. And even though it's illegal. So I would say, yeah, I have to agree with that because what am I supposed to do? What goes on in a private bedroom between two consenting adults is no business of the state. I strongly agree with that. No one can feel naturally homosexual. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. I don't think it's natural, but I think it's circumstantial. And sometimes I don't know. I'm not that, so how would I know? I'm gonna have to agree with that. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. If I have to get into the OF girls on this one, no, it has gone way too far. Now let's see where I stand. Okay, let's look at this. The political compass. Okay, authoritarian's like a very strict lifestyle. And I know a liberal's kind of a lot more relaxed. And the right side is like Republicans, and the left side is like the Democrats. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is some countries. So North Korea, obviously, they're very I'm pretty sure I knew that. You got Saudi Arabia, Singapore. Look at what the heck is Switzerland doing down here? All right, let's see where I stand. I stand on what the flip is that called? Libertarian left, but I'm very close to authoritarian. Okay, there you go. I doxed my political party. I want you to subscribe so I can get money and watch all my videos because I don't have enough watch time to get monetized. I'm begging you, please. I just got this new skateboard deck that I have to put together. So I'm going to put it together whenever I put it together, and I'm going to skateboard because I ruined my other deck. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.